All Quiet on the Western Front is a new Netflix film that released in theaters this weekend, but not anywhere near me, so I was forced to sadly watch this amazing movie on Netflix. It's great that films like this are easily accessible on streaming platforms, but there are just times where I think Netflix really just needs to bite the bullet and put these damn things in theaters. And I think it would actually help them if they were trying to get awards. However, this might be not only Netflix's play for Best Picture, but it also might be their best chance at winning Best International Feature because this film is amazing. Now, All Quiet on the Western Front, I should state, is an adaptation of a book that I have not read. I did actually order the book because I knew this movie was coming out and I was planning to read it, but my mailbox got damaged. This is just a side little tangent that doesn't matter. But my mailbox got damaged. And so a lot of my packages are just held up and they're just not coming for who knows how long. It's because they're shipped to like the headquarters of our mailer, and then we go pick them up there, and they, but some of them are just like they're not even telling me where they're being delivered. It's really weird. Yeah, so I have not received that book, but I will read that book. Also, there are a couple other films that had come out, but difference with those films is those were American adaptations. This is a German adaptation. Now, I did watch this in English, British English, as the dub on Netflix said, um, and not in German because I don't speak German, and they didn't offer a version with German subtitles. They offered a version with German subtitles. Would have watched that, but they didn't for some reason. Really, really strange. Um, but yeah, that's just a little side tangent here. So I think some people when they hear something's a remake of something like oh, but I think what's nice about this film is it is a very different perspective from those movies because this film actually deals with the soldiers fighting in Germany, but it was a German film made in Germany instead of an American film about Germans fighting in Germany. You know, that kind of different perspective I think adds to this film. And yeah, this is if you want kind of a good idea of what this film is like, it's pretty much take Full Metal Jacket and 1917 and merge them together, and that's basically what this film is. Um, Actually, I would say sequences in 1917, like when he's running through the field towards the end of the movie. That there are sequences similar to that, and sequences similar to Private Ryan, the same Private Ryan in this, and but basically a lot of this movie is just throwing you into it. You have these characters who you don't know really anything about. Like you learn little tidbits and things, but there isn't not much to these characters, which is and becoming an actually delightful trend with war movies because I think what these war movies before nowadays, like with stuff like Dunkirk and stuff, what they try to do is they try to give you these characters. And they try to show you these scenes of like, so who are you gonna go see when you go home? Well, it's like most of these soldiers are dealing with shit. You know, there isn't a lot of downtime and moments for these people to just talk like that, have conversations. A lot of that stuff was very scripted and put there for the audience to get to know and feel for the story instead of just depicting real events or really just having something to say about the war. Well, this movie has something to say about it. It has something to say about um, these types of violent cycles and how violence is a cycle, and that's kind of what this film is about. So it's interesting because this is a film that depicts the horrors of war in a way that a movie like 1917, which I wouldn't say is an anti-war movie, but or or even Saving Private Ryan either. I wouldn't say that's an anti-war movie either, but it depicts it in similar ways to those movies. But it captures the anti-war elements of movies like Platoon and Full Metal Jacket. It's just all these different types of war movies that we've seen before, wrapped up in this beautiful package. The cinematography here, the moments of quiet and just horror with the violence. This film is a very grisly watch, It's very hard to watch at moments, but it's an incredible film. And I think if you have the 2 hours, 28 minutes, it's a really easy watch. It's not a huge investment like a Saving Private Ryan. It it is a film though that you probably won't feel the greatest after watching it because it is just so sad and horrific, and it's showing you this part of war that is just hard to watch and fully uh be okay with, but it is a beautifully shot film. The performances are great. Just there's a lot of great things here, and I really like the different perspective and nature to this film. Finally glad I had the time to finish watching it because I've had to watch this in several bursts, which I kind of like that I did that because I want that like basically I watched an hour here, and then I watched the last 30 minutes just now. And I think the watching it like that is giving me moments of pause to think about the images I was seeing instead of just like watching the whole thing. And I was able to process it better, and it worked really well as a film. But I really enjoyed this movie. Thank you guys for watching.